Okay, so now we have Alan Walker. No. Now we have Neji Hyuga Shippuden, which I actually made him for IndieK 2010, and I didn't even wear the costume for more than like 20 minutes. But it turned out really nice, a lot nicer than my first costume did, but it kind of like derpy is too low and it shows my binding off a little bit, and I'm not going to be opening my shirt, so I really don't feel like open chest binding for him, so I just kind of am like, yeah, my binding's showing, but I really don't give a fuck. It actually looks like kind of like criminal pajamas when I don't have like the little butt flap thing happening, so it looks kind of like pajamas for some criminal dude, like bad. And then the butt flap thing is actually too big now. Like it's a little like on the big side, and it's kind of like really sad because I really have no idea how I'd make it any tighter. That just kind of like here's my waist and just kind of is like no. That's kind of how that whole thing happened. And he's kind of an uncomfortable costume because his like hair is so heavy, and then along with this lovely the lovely headband underneath of it is kind of like, oh my god, and it just like falls off. Like the first time I wore it, it fell off twice, I think, and I was just kind of like, okay, we're done with this, and I changed back into Alan at IndieK, so I was like, whatever, I don't care anymore. And I was kind of like, it was kind of an awkward situation anyways to bring like a Naruto costume because all of my friends were in the Degree Men fandom. So it was kind of like, I'm so left out and I don't feel like wearing this costume anymore, so I changed him to Alan. So he's never really been properly con debuted, but I don't know if I'll ever will con debut him, just because he's not a very popular character in Naruto, not very many people like him, so it's not like he's going to be a big huge deal at a convention anyways. And he's not exactly the most difficult costume in the world, so people are going to be like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? And his wig actually, I kind of like, I love his wig and I hate it at the same time because it's so long and heavy and it gets tangled like nobody's business in 10 minutes. And it has like these bangs that most wigs come with, and the bangs kind of like stick out weirdly and it just kind of bugs me, but more or less I love him because I like instantly get into character when I'm wearing his wig, which is kind of weird. But I got contacts for him and I never decided to wear them because I really didn't feel like being blind at a convention, and I waited too long to open them, and now they kind of burn my eyes when I wear them. So I just don't really, I'm not going to be wearing his contacts anymore because they hurt my eyes. And I don't feel like getting any blinder than I already am. And I think if I do buy another set, like more contacts for him, I'm just going to get the full eye blind contact and make people walk me around and be a blind Neji Hyuga, which is pretty ironic if you ask me. So that's kind of his wig and his sort of story. I do a lot of like behind the scenes stuff with him. I've filmed a sort of like video with him that I think me and my cosplay buddy are going to redo most of the scenes that he was actually in for, because it kind of like just a few things, this and that. But he shows up, he does really good pictures, and I kind of have like a schoolboy outfit for him going, which is fun, and sort of like a mafia Neji, which is hilarious. So he's just kind of like, he's one of those costumes that I don't wear his like actual costume for very often, but I wear his like alternative versions of his costume all the freaking time. And I actually, the headband that I got, like me and my dad tried for like 3 hours to bend it so that it wasn't like sticking out all funny. And that was an adventure within itself, you know? So that's kind of Neji, and I could probably use his wig. I could probably just like wear his wig out in public and nobody would even be able to tell. I might be doing that eventually. So that's kind of Neji Hyuga.